Grieving my husband, now his mistress wants money for their child. 2 years ago, I, 46F, lost my husband in an accident. We had 3 children, and I believed we were happy, until his mistress appeared at my door, demanding money for the child my husband had fathered. I was skeptical, but she provided proof with screenshots, messages, and more. The image I had of my husband was shattered, and he left me to deal with the aftermath. Out of anger and offense at the mistress's lack of remorse and entitlement, I told her she wouldn't get a dime and that she shouldn't have slept with a married man. She continued to harass me, and when that didn't work, she turned to my husband's family to pressure me. She even tried to involve my children, leveraging her silence for money. Knowing that giving her money would only lead to more demands, I told my children the truth myself. My husband and I had well-paying jobs, lucrative investments, savings, and a sizable life insurance policy. I consulted a lawyer, and while the mistress could prove the affair, she couldn't prove paternity. Since my husband wasn't on the birth certificate and she had no evidence of his acknowledgement of the child, she had no legal case. After my lawyers sent her a strongly worded letter, I thought it was over. But then my eldest, Alex, 19F, came to me and revealed she had done a DNA test with the mistress behind my back. She said she did it to resolve the issue and because the child deserved to know their father and receive financial support. My husband's will stated that each of his children were to split an inheritance, accessible when they went to college, and they couldn't get full control until the age of 25. When the DNA results confirmed my husband's paternity, the mistress took me to court. After a lengthy legal battle, a settlement was reached. I explained to Alex that her inheritance would be split 50-50 between her and her half-sibling as part of the settlement. When she asked if her other siblings had to split theirs, I told her, no, the will required the inheritance to be split but didn't specify equal shares, and I had control until each child turned 25. Alex was upset, claiming it was unfair. I argued that it wasn't fair for my other 2 children to receive a lesser share because of her choices. If she wanted her full share, she shouldn't have done the DNA test. There is still enough money for Alex to finish college, though she will have less afterward. I plan to divide my own estate equally in my will, and Alex knows this, but she is still giving me the cold shoulder. My siblings believe I am punishing Alex for doing the right thing by her half-sibling, but I don't see it that way. Update. The half-sibling is now 5. When my husband drafted the will 10 years ago, he initially named just our children, but a friend of ours had an oops baby, so he changed it to be just his children in case we had another one. At least that's what he told me. After the mistress threatened to tell my children, I decided to tell them. I sat them all down and explained the situation. They were understandably devastated and asked if they really had another sibling. I told them that I didn't know and that if the mistress could prove it, she might get some money. I told them that if they wanted to know if they had a sibling or not, we could find out, but I made sure that they understood that their inheritance could be affected, and other people might come out claiming the same thing and get more money. Initially, all of my children said that they didn't want to have to deal with that, and so I did everything that I could to protect them, but I guess Alex had a change of heart. Until the DNA test, I had no reason to believe that my husband's mistress was telling the truth and acting accordingly. I kept following my lawyer's advice, and if she wanted the money, the burden of proof was on her. While some of you might think ITA, please understand that my decision wasn't spiteful. If I really wanted to punish Alex, I would just tell them they weren't getting any more money since they already used some of it for their first year of college, so the guidelines of the will were technically already met. I still plan on leaving them an equal share of inheritance from my estate too. Since I told Alex what would be happening, she told her siblings, and the house has been pretty tense. To try and make peace, I spoke to each of my children one-on-one and as a group to figure out what to do next. I spoke to Alex first, and some interesting information was revealed that I'm very angry about. Apparently, the mistress created a fake profile account and manipulated my daughter into befriending her. After gaining my daughter's trust, she pretended that she was in a similar situation as her and said that a DNA test would prove that there wasn't any paternity. When Alex went behind our backs, she thought that it would prove that the mistress was trying to scam us. My son, Junior, 17, is furious that Alex went behind our backs, doesn't care why she did it, and blames her for them being stuck with a half-sibling he doesn't want. My daughter Sam, 14F, said she wishes she never knew the truth and is deeply upset. I asked my children, since they now know the truth, if they would want a relationship with their half-sibling. Junior, clearly, wants nothing to do with the child and says that Alex should feel lucky that he still considers her a sister. Sam says she doesn't want to, and I feel it's because she's in denial and wants to live life pretending that her father was perfect. Alex admits that she is curious but never wants to see or hear from the mistress ever again, so she doesn't think a meeting will ever be possible. I proposed family therapy, and while my girls are open to it, my son says that therapy is only for people who have something broken in them and that he's not broken. He's now happy that his father is dead and wants to change his last name as soon as he turns 18. I'm not going to force him, but I do hope he changes his mind one day. Edit. For clarification, because I keep seeing this. Before I made my first post, before I told Alex what was going to happen with her share of the trust, the settlement was already finalized, so there is no still cutting because it's already done. Technically, I could go back and renegotiate the terms of the settlement, but the mistress could try to come back for more money. Initially, she wanted the entire life insurance policy, 50% of the trust for just her child, and 50% of my husband's savings. Her argument was that since I was still working and had a high-paying job, my children and I didn't need the money, and she was a struggling single mother. I'm honestly getting exhausted with everything to do with that woman anymore and don't want to spend more on legal fees. I never blamed Alex for her father cheating on me. Edit 2. I came to the realization that some people believe that Alex is getting absolutely nothing, which isn't true. There's still plenty of money from the trust for her to finish college. She lives at home rent-free. I pay all of her bills, I give her an allowance, I allow her to use a car that's in my name, and she will get an equal share of my estate when I pass it on. Thank you everyone.